you guys.
Yeah.
I had a sudden craving for cheese.
Yeah, I could go for some cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be really fun to make our own cheese.
Nice.
Yeah, we can make some at the loft.
That'd be great.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Sweet.
Yeah, let's go talk about it.
All right. We should just pop in right up here, or we could probably get a plate of cheese to talk cheese.
Nice.
It takes cheese to make cheese.
We decided to make cheese. We're going to do it in our loft, but we have no idea how we're going to do it. So we're going to go inside right now and figure it out.
Nice. All right, where are we going to start?
I think we should just dig right in.
How hard do you guys think it'll be to make cheese? I mean, each one is so different from the other. Like, is that the mold? Is that the bacteria?
It's always been like a mystery to me how they get the different like textures inside, especially with like camembert and brie, like how they get the mold on the outside of the cheese,
rind.
you know? It'd be nice to like figure that out and kind of demystify that.
We should figure out what kind of cheese we're going to make. We should probably abandon any kind of cow's milk, unless we want to buy, milk at the store, and it's already way pasteurized, and I don't think it'll lend itself really well.
I used to buy it from a farmer, and I had to tell the farmer I'd like to buy some raw milk for my very large cat, because it was totally illegal.
Goat is a possibility, and then if not that, maybe sheep. Really
Sheep's
great.
milk's delicious.
Yeah, these are rocking.
If we could make a cheese like the peppercorn cheese,
That would rock.
I'd be so happy.
We should totally go for a soft cheese.
Yeah.
But we haven't figured out how we're going to store the cheese.
Right, because we don't have a basement.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, like how are we going to do it? Are we going to chisel out a hole in our floor in our apartment?
I think we should talk to the landlord about that.
Maybe we should make an above ground cave.
We have a fridge, so that could keep it cold.
Like turn our fridge into like a cave.
Yeah.
Like just extend it out.
Yeah. There's our cave, and then there's our fridge door, and then the back of the fridge. And we could get a humidifier and just blow like, moist air into the cave.
So we're going to build a bacterial mini cave fridge.
Yeah.
Sounds doable.
We should go find out how cheese is made.
Talk to the cheesemaker.
Cheesemaker, yeah.
Right.
How's it going?
Good.
Hey, I'm Chris.
I'm Mike. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to International Cheese.
Thanks.
What are these ones in front of us?
This is an old country cheese. It's called Caciocavallo.
Are these aged for?
They're aged for about a month, just to give them a bit of flavor. We like to make a lot of traditional cheeses here, like the bocconcini, the Caciocavallo, the hot ricotta. We make it today and it's sold today or tomorrow,
Wow.
fresh. The milk that comes to our place is straight from the farm,
Okay.
straight out of the cow.
You don't pasteurize the milk yourself. It all comes in.
No, we
plant.
pasteurize it
you do?
ourselves
Okay.
here, yeah.
We're making cheese. We don't want to make it with pasteurized milk, store-bought milk.
Right.
So we need some milk, like some, I guess, raw milk.
Okay.
So could we do that?
I mean, you wouldn't be able to get the milk from me,
Yeah.
but you might be able to get it somewhere else.
So it's highly regulated.
Yeah, it's very highly regulated.
How many liters of milk do you process a day?
20,000 liters.
20,000 liters.
I pasteurize the milk, goes into the cheese vat. I add the bacterial culture an hour before I add the rennet.
And what does the rennet do? Is that
The rennet coagulates the milk. And then as soon as I see it's really become nice and solid, I cook it, I add some steam, and we have what's called a stretching machine. And this machine will make all the different shapes.
What's your favorite cheese of all time?
Bocconcini is probably my favorite.
do you just have it by itself, or do you have it with other things like tomatoes?
I like to have with some tomatoes,
Yeah.
some fresh bread. Not try not to have too much.
Thank you very much.
Oh, thanks for coming, guys. Hope you come back.
We've tried your cheese before.
You have? Good,
It's
I'm glad to hear
fantastic, the
that.
Camembert. That's
Oh,
yours,
glad.
right? 'Cause
Yes,
you
that's
mentioned
us.
that. Oh, little cuties. Would you like this basket? Here you go.
Or else they knock you over. This is how we get our exercise. I'll tell you how the Rammonte is made. Get a pail of milk and you pasteurize it, which means you bring it up to 72 degrees. You then cool it down to 32 degrees, then add the cultures, including a little bit of what they call Penicillium candidum, which will give you the bloom on the outside. After an hour, you add the rennet, and then usually an hour and a half afterwards, it will be thick. And if you put your finger in, you'll find it will cut cleanly.
Right.
And after that, you scoop it off into your molds. Okay. And you pour off the whey, and within 2 weeks, you should have a nice bloom, and they'll be fluffy and snow white.
What is the texture of the cheese before it gets creamy in the inside?
Oh, it's like a chèvre,
okay.
A crumbly chèvre, a dry chèvre.
And then it's the bacteria inside that turn into...
Actually, it's ripened from the outside and it gradually goes in.
That's so interesting how it turns from sort of a crumbly cheese into a creamy, kind of like a caramel-like consistency. That's
like a thick cream.
Do you prefer sheep's milk to cows and goats? I mean,
well,
milk?
We have to, you know.
We're making cheese from sheep's milk. We're getting our milk. We've got all kinds of great information on how to do it. So now it's just a matter, of doing it. There are thousands of varieties of cheeses. We've decided to make a sheep milk cheese, soft one, here in the loft, inside of our bacterial mini cave that's going to be coming out of our refrigerator. We've got the milk, we've got the supplies to make the cave, so now all we have to do is somehow do it.
So we just need to make a home for the cheese to grow up in. Front door, mountain. It's going to be like a drop leaf fridge. You know, like you pull your table apart and you insert a leaf?
Yeah.
And we can just pull our fridge apart and insert a mountain.
So how are we going to do this?
Looks like we can unscrew it here.
And then the door will be right in front of the cave.
Right.
We'll make the frame, right? And then stack the bales on.
Hey, Martins, didn't you say something about aging wine turbo style?
Oh, yeah. The scientist figured out how to age wines if you put the wine in a blender and buzz it for 10 seconds. Maybe we can do that with the wine.
Cheese?
Yeah, with our cheese. Just throw it in a blender for 10 seconds.
But who eats 10-year-old cheese, though?
Yeah, it'd be starting to talk.
Yeah.
For the inside, we could do some stalactites.
That is really going to help convince the cheese that it's in a cave.
This is like life's journey in a fridge. Well, it's like millions of years later, this is what the fridge would look like.
Whoa! What are you finding there?
I'm finding a giant blue jewel.
It's going to focus the power of dairy.
And then this crystal formation is pretty nice.
Yeah. Looks like a small bird.
Or a miniature Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
I can't believe we found that inside of our fridge.
I know we don't clean our fridge out very often, but let's strap it in right now, I guess.
Okay. And then we just had to put a gasket on the front.
Got it?
Yeah, it's got.
And then there's a tube that will hook onto the top of the humidifier.
How about for a snack we make some queso blanco?
What is queso blanco? Is that?
Well, it's like paneer in India. It doesn't require any of the bacterial culture or the rennet. We can use store-bought milk. We can just use some vinegar, and we'll make some cheese and just try it out.
Do you know how to make queso blanco?
Once it comes up to 185, 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar per quart of milk.
Well, it's vinegar blanco.
Two.
You can see it already, eh? It's really chunky. I can see it separating.
This is the first time I think I've ever intentionally coagulated something.
Yeah.
I think it's almost ready, actually.
What do you do next?
You then strain it through a colander and then dump the curds into the cheesecloth.
I'm going to take this outside, just sling it.
Awesome. So just 2 hours in the fridge.
Ladies and gentlemen, the queso blanco.
It's solidified nicely.
Our first homemade cheese.
That's right.
Nice. It's very mild smelling.
It's great.
Mm-hmm. It's pleasant.
Mm-hmm. It definitely tastes like it's been aged 2 hours.
It's really plain.
It's so plain, but I don't think the point of this cheese is for it to be overwhelming, to have overwhelming flavor. I think it's meant to be put inside other things.
It'd be great in a curry, like
Yeah.
paneer.
Yeah, it'd be totally
yeah.
great.
It'd be a great like ricotta in a pinch. If you were making a lasagna
Yeah.
and you had no ricotta, but you had like 10 gallons of milk kicking around, then you could turn like $15 worth of milk into like one little ball of ricotta.
I'm really glad you made this.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's an awesome like 2-hour experiment.
Now we're ready to make the cheese.
I mean, the cheese with the sheep's milk.
Exactly.
It's starting to look a lot like the way we had planned it. Our bacterial mini cave coming out of the refrigerator. It's got a great sound system, blue crystal lights, and of course, any respectable bacterial mini cave has got to have some fossils. It is going to perfectly house our sheep milk cheese, which we are just about to get started with. This is our bacterial mini cave. It's outfitted for making cheese. It's perfect, it's hot, it's cold, it's awesome. So it's time to get scientific, it's time to make sheep milk cheese. This is what we have to do. We have to make sure everything is sterilized.
That means like cheesecloth, our hands, our fingernails.
Everything. You know, I have an itch on my nose and I can't scratch it.
Don't touch it.
I can't touch it.
Okay, this is sterilized.
All right, so everything is sterilized. So we managed to get some sheep milk from a woman who's licensed to pasteurize sheep milk. We couldn't get raw milk from anyone, but this is the next best thing because it's pasteurized at a much lower temperature than store-bought milk. To the sheep.
It's quite good.
It's pretty fresh.
It's great.
Really creamy. What we do is we put it into the pot and we bring it up to 32 degrees Celsius.
We don't have to pasteurize it, so all we have to do is take it up to 32.
But shouldn't we repasteurize it because it's been hanging out in our like grody fridge?
It was pasteurized yesterday, so we're fine. We're totally covered on that end.
Cool.
Because if you repasteurize it, I mean, you might even just decimate. Like it
the
kills
protein,
Yeah.
the fat, and all that good
Then it
stuff.
becomes just the same as store-bought milk, which we don't want.
So I'm gonna turn it on now.
Throw this in there?
Yep.
So how long do you think we have for this to come up to, what temperature? 30?
Right now it's reading 44 degrees Celsius.
This thing is sketch, man. 102 Fahrenheit? No way.
It was working for the Queso Blanco, so I don't understand. What's
This-
wrong with our thermometers?
This one's reading around 117.
Here's another one.
This one says 172, and this one says 105.
What does this say?
This one's hovering at 100.
Brutal.
Is this thermometer number 5?
Yes, it is.
I think this thing's broken too.
No.
What just happened?
The thermometer just went for a dip.
I don't know. We're screwed now.
Okay, you know what? I'm sure there's some latitude.
This is 106.
Let's get the thermometers out of there. We take it off of the stove and we add our bacterial culture and just a little bit of the Penicillium candidum, which makes the cheese form the fuzz. Reintroducing bacterial culture to the mix.
A pinch of the penicillium.
This tiny little bit is going to make it all fuzzy.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Pinch. Okay,
And then we let it sit for an hour.
let's let it sit for an hour. We add the rennet. But this is for how much?
That's for 300 liters of milk.
So basically a teardrop of this stuff.
Yeah. So in an hour we'll have hopefully curds.
Yep.
Shouldn't we keep working on the fridge?
Yeah, definitely. It's been an hour.
Yep. Time to check. Look at that.
That.
I think the whey is already separating out.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, yeah, there. Okay, that's
awesome.
what she means.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what she means. Like when it forms a cut, like that.
And it's perfect.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Whoa. Look at that. I'm very impressed so far. We're doing better than I thought we were going to be doing.
Like this was liquid.
I know.
It's pretty amazing making cheese.
Yeah.
After this sits for how long?
24 hours. Oh, look at it.
Nice. So all the whey looks like it's been drained out.
And I think it probably will drain a little bit more once we put the salt on.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And what do you think the salt does?
I think it helps with the crust, right, or the bloom. Actually, it's caked up really nice. Look at that.
Sweet.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
It's actually holding together.
Is it decomposing? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, it's controlled decomposition.
Amazing.
And it's basically everything good is controlled decomposition.
Yeah, like
wine, beer,
our lives.
us.
And then on both sides?
Yeah, on both sides, and actually the sides as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so all around.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll just keep them on the tray for another 24 hours, right?
Okay.
And then we'll put it into the cave.
Let's put them in the fridge.
Yeah, let's do it.
Wow, they look great.
They look so awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, all salted
This guy's going.
already.
Okay.
We should remember every couple of days to flip, so they don't stick to the grates.
Right.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Did you hear something fall?
Oh, we're good. We're good. We're good. All right.
3 dudes, 1 dream, hundreds of years of history, cheese making, a lot of sheep, 2 gallons of milk, 3 days to prepare it, 2 weeks in the cave, and hopefully we'll have some great cheese. We decided to make cheese, and to help us do that, we decided to make a bacteria cave because any self-respecting cheesemaker would have one. We've actually never made cheese together, and so we're really nervous because you don't want to screw it up, because if you screw it up, you could die. You guys ready?
Right on. Yeah.
It's ripe.
How's it smell?
Oh, it's really stinky.
Yeah.
Should we age some wine?
Oh, yeah. So we have a really young wine, and I was just going to see if we could age it by 10 years by putting it in the blender.
So,
This is classy. Oh. For how long?
10 seconds.
Okay.
really, that's it?
Yeah.
A year, a second.
Yeah.
Here's your before, and here's your after.
Sometime I get to thinking.
Okay.
Oh man. This is the after.
There's no real difference.
It's aged poorly.
Yeah.
I anticipated that this might be an issue, and I brought a wine that I tried ahead of time.
My mother's gone to glory.
To our first cheese.
It's our first cheese. Are we gonna try it?
Whoa. Nice smooth cut.
Nice density. Nice springiness, too.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Perfect ripeness.
This smells like better than any.
It smells like a real
store.
camembert. Remember how she said it would ripen from the outside in?
Yeah. We haven't tasted it yet, but I'm really surprised on the aesthetics of the cheese. I mean, it looks authentic.
I'm a black sheep in my
We're
family.
gonna try it?
Someday I'll get lucky.
That's really good.
And
It's
won't
really
be
clean
found.
tasting.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very, you can kind of tell it's sheep's milk.
Yeah,
There's
definitely.
something different about it.
It has a fabulous texture though. That like melty cheese texture.
Wow, I'm really amazed that we did this in the first time.
Yeah.
Like, that we actually made a cheese like this.
You really think this cheese is gonna kill us?
No, not anymore.
It's funny, though, because the smell,
Thinking about
like, to me indicates something that's going to be really, really strong. And then when you taste it, it tastes really mild, mellow, almost like a cream cheese.
Cheese is one of those foods that's unlike any other food. People who really like cheese really like stinky cheese. And I think it's because you can kind of experience the food before it's even in your mouth. And this one's really interesting. It's almost like you can experience its potential before you've eaten it. Because if it could taste like it smelled, then it would be ready.
It's actually when you get closer to the rind, that's when it starts to feel like you're trying a different cheese. It's almost like this cheese has got like 3 different flavors inside of it.
Maybe it's the ripeness.
Yeah.
They're ready to eat, but I think maybe we could stick 2 of them back in the cave and try them in about 10 more days or so.
someday I'll get lucky. And won't be found alone.
Hey guys, when's the last time we checked on the cheese?
I checked about a week ago.
That was like 3 days ago. Yeah, it's pretty ripe.
Right. When I was looking at it, it was starting to swell a little bit.
It's frightening. Like the actual, how massive it is.
It's a bruiser.
Yeah.
Hey Nobu,
Yeah.
I think you dropped some of your curds.
Oh, that's weird.
They're all over the place. There's stuff all over the door. I'll just check out on the cheese.
Holy shit!
This is great.
Gravy.
Oh, yeah. You turned a bad situation into a good one.